Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Aren't you glad
You messed it up, bro.
I mean, we're just offering no good at this, but,
Our comedy's pretty garbage.
some people are good at this. That's why we leave it to them to tell the funny things.
And one of those such funny people is Tony Esser and R.A.
Tony Esser.
Little change of pace. All right, so I'm here because, I do all kinds of things. I do a lot of these things a lot less well than these people do, including grammar. But I cannot do them all very well. The one thing I do is I talk, and so I sit down with people, but I wear out my friends. I wear out all of my friends. And so I decided, well, I'll just get a whole room full of people together, and I'll talk to all of you, because you can't go anywhere for the next 5 minutes. So I'm just going to talk to you a bit. I feel like my experience here has been funny enough to just tell you stories. But before I came to Gaming, I was in Italy with my family. I have family in southern Italy and outside of Rome. And it was great. It was fantastic. Picked up the language. I'm a citizen, so I just fit right in. And, just sat at cafes, ciao. That was the only word I knew for like about a week, so it wasn't too impressive. But I came here and I felt very European for those 3 weeks, and I just fit in. It was great. And I came here, and we went on the school trip. It was about 150 people, very different than traveling with your family, like 2 to the beach, and they're Italian. 150 people, big thing, in a church, walking around. I felt at times as if I could, if I had the Star Spangled Banner playing out of my iPod, and it was had sparklers in my hair, and I could have been marching down Rome, with my entourage of 149 other students. I love it here. Not everyone has the same sense for assimilation as I do, and that's fine. I was on one of the metro trains, which is, it happens very often. We were on the metro for about 75% of our time here in Europe. And so I was on the metro one time with some friends, and I heard a conversation going on. I think it was about 3 cars over. It is so, and mind you, this is my classmates. It is so interesting how quiet it is on trains in Europe. I just can't get over it. This person next to me is trying to read. I would never think to read on a train. But I can't claim to be the ideal traveler either. We were in Budapest. I knew about 2 words in Hungarian. And that was only because we have a Hungarian LCI student here, so that's really unimpressive. I knew nothing about the city. I think we knew where a bar was and where our hotel was, and that was it. Really bad planning. But I got really excited because I'm all up on this assimilation thing. Learn the language, go around the continent, just be awesome, be European. And so I go to this kebab stand, and I get all excited because they have other food there. And so I'm thinking, this is my chance. I go up. Excuse me, ma'am. Yes, kusunum, okay? Which means thank you. So what's the most Hungarian thing you have? In the background, my friends are laughing because they were there. In the background, my friend is looking at the pictures behind me, and she's mumbling something about Istanbul. And so the lady at the counter in her gloves, scooping mush onto something. Or Turkish. I guess I'll have the kebab then. It wasn't even lamb kebab, really disappointing, but anyway. So I'm not the smartest, but you still have to laugh at my jokes because I'm an RA. All of you will. I have a quota. I have to make it. So, but yeah, in Gaming, this is my first time doing the whole RA thing, and it's been going well. One thing I think that's particular, because I've been a student at Franciscan for a while, so one thing I think is particular in the Gaming program are no Internet Tuesdays. No Internet, no Facebook, no Skype. You have been reduced to 5 friends from your impressive, normal 894. And needless to this idea, though, for the No Internet Tuesdays came from Professor Maria Walter. So, but I mean, it's interesting because people adapt. They do. I mean, people like play with children and they show up only Tuesday nights. I'm like, where did you come from? Without children? No, but people adapt. I go out in the hallway. I get hit in the head with a frisbee in the hallway. I come to and I get trampled by like 16 people trying to reserve the one common room with the TV. And so as I shuffle away quickly, because I don't want to get like impaled with a pen, I smell something really good coming from the kitchen. So like, this is my time. You know, on duty I can grab a piece of cake, you know, whatever's going on. So I duck my head into the kitchen. One girl, a single girl, baking a 3-layer wedding cake. Humming, "Here Comes the Bride." Although now I'm not sure if it was Matchmaker. I really don't. And you know, quickly, "Oh, please come in, I have cake, I have a tub." You must be tired of doing all those rounds. Why don't you rest on one of those strong knees of yours? Let's pay 20 questions. You start. Please stop. Run away quickly. I mean, and the whole RA thing, I mean, it's not all fun and games, though. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it can be what I like to call a buddy blocker. You know, we have to write people up. That's what we have to do. You get in trouble, we write a big L on your forehead. We write your name down. You know, everyone knows what write up means. In the elementary school, when you got that big pink paper and you brought it home to your parents. Like, I would have hated my sister when I was a kid because she wore pink all the time. It was like a psychological thing for me. Am I in trouble? And Maria's wearing pink again. No, so I went to write people up, and it can be awkward because normally when you walk into a room and two people are expressing their affection in an appropriate way, you walk out quickly. Now I have to linger a bit. So as you can imagine, this does not present the best situation for friend making. I mean, it seems a bit odd, doesn't it? You leave your clothes in the laundry room, I hide them, make you pay me to get them back. I seem like a bully, though. I think that's really nice. You know. So anyway, I think, too, you know, the RDs are great, the RAs are great, but I feel like I've been put in more positions than just being an RA. I've become a travel planner, an academic advisor, making 4-year plans for my friends, and you know, all these, and medical staff. I feel like I've become a nurse since I've been here as well. The hospital's great, but there's no one here, and so we had a friend right before one of their trips got, you know, deathly ill. All of a sudden he falls over, all at once. And so, do we go? No, we didn't go to anybody. He'll be fine. I really want him to come. So we run into his room. His roommate falls over as well. Not of being sick, but I think we like kicked him over on it. Stick a thermometer into his mouth. And I'm sitting there, everyone's like, you need to drink water, you need to take ibuprofen, you're on the Advil cycle now, so you need to do AM and PM, and I'm sitting there writing the script, so you're going to need orange juice, and you're going to sleep 3.56 hours, and move the mattress over 3 times in the night, and jump up 3 times, just like making things up as I go along. And so I've become this nurse, and yeah, so it's really interesting how that has happened. And you know what's more interesting is that I've run out of jokes. No, really, but that's my bit. So, thank you very much for listening.